An aircraft's instrument landing system, glide slope, and localizer receivers are receiving predominant 90 Hz modulated signal. If the aircraft is within the coverage of the ILS QDM of 264 degrees, it is north of localizer and below glide slope, south of localizer and above glide slope, north of localizer and above glide slope, south of localizer and below glide slope. What is this QDM? ILS QDM of 264. What is that? It is a runway QDM of 264. Magnetic track to the runway is 264. Let's draw a track of 264. Remember when we discussed the horizontal vertical coverages of ILS, localizer and glide slope, both the horizontal coverages, we have defined that on the basis of QDMs. So plus or minus 10 degrees, plus or minus 35 degrees, all those things were defined with respect to runway QDM. So the QDM here is 264, the runway is here, and the localizer is right here. That is the meaning of that. Now, what is happening here? An aircraft's ILS system, both glide slope and localizer, receivers are receiving predominant 90 Hz. Now, what is that? What do you understand by both localizer and glide slope receiving predominant major 90 Hz signal? So talk about localizer. Where should I place the aircraft? For this is the localizer here. Where should I place the aircraft for it to get predominant 90 Hz signal?
Towards the south side, left of the
left, right? So the aircraft is here. Unfortunately, I cannot show the glide slope here because of the top view. But what do you understand from the glide slope point of view? This is the glide slope, the glide path basically. This is the glide slope. Where is the aircraft with respect to the glide slope?
above.
You're getting a predominant 90 Hz signal, which means the aircraft has to be above.
Okay, above the glide.
Makes sense? Yes. Now look at the option here. If that is the case, if the aircraft is within the coverage of ILS, then it is north of localizer and below glide slope. Is it north of localizer or south of localizer? It is south of localizer, right? This is 264. It's going to be south of that. So by south of localizer, what we mean is south of this localizer, the equisignal line, which is the center line, extended center line of the runway. South of that. This is the north. What about glide slope? It's above the glide slope. So it is basically south of the localizer and above the glide slope. What is the option?
Bravo.
Bravo. Did you understand the question properly? So when they give you a QDM, it's talking about the runway QDM, and you have to draw that first and then place the aircraft accordingly. The aircraft is getting more of 90 Hz signal, which means it is the left of the center line from the approach direction and above the glide slope, because that is where you have 90 Hz. You can draw this diagram.